the releases and how they're feeling. I have thrown up some of those videos on our Twitter. Our Twitter is really having a lot of stuff going on at Jonathan Clarke 1, so if you aren't following us, make sure you do either follow us or sign up, because you will get access to all of these exclusive videos that will offer a little bit more detail on how these releases are being dealt with by the releasees of the Divas division, such as the Bella Twins, Melina, Maurice, and a few others that have been given the boot from WWE. It's beyond me why WWE have gotten in this frame of mind where they don't need a talent like Melina. I mean, honestly, what are you thinking? Having Melina lose to Kelly in a 2-minute match just a few days prior to her release, is that really the way you want to send out one of the most phenomenal women's champions in the history of the professional wrestling business? I mean, Kelly getting over on Melina? I mean, give me a break. The Bella Twins being released just a few days after Nikki Bella has her inaugural Divas Championship run, after winning it on a phenomenal edition of Raw because of an announcement Eve Torres herself made. I mean, what are you thinking, releasing Divas champions so early in their reigns, so early in their careers, when they're really coming into their own element? I mean, honestly, what kind of predicament has the Divas division found itself within? Is it escapable? How do you feel about it? You can tell me on Twitter, Facebook, and the tube, that is you, at Jonathan Clarke 22, where I will be throwing up this video on my feelings of Eve Torres quitting the WWE, just WWE's way of approaching and dealing with Eve Torres' WWE release, which I believe both herself and her management company asked for. There really is no other explanation, ladies and gentlemen, and it's all over social media. If anything, the number one talked about thing in professional wrestling right now is how Eve Torres quit the WWE, either that or Mick Foley's induction as one of the many inductees you will see inducted the night before WrestleMania 29, Mick Foley going in the Hall of Fame and taking his rightful place in professional wrestling history, and he is damn well deserving of it. It's either that or the release of Eve Torres being talked about the most on social media. Nobody's talking about Bob Backlund, and I hate to break that one to you. I still have some music on the way from Ludacris, Usher, and David Guetta. It's called The Rest of My Life. But right now, as we take a brief time out, here's Kid Rock and Cowboy. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke. You can join the conversation on my Facebook page. You can follow me on Twitter, and you can watch video archives of my radio show on youtube.com/JonathanClarke22. Like what you hear? Tell us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Cowboy. Cowboy.
Well, I'm packing up my game and I'ma head out west, where real women come equipped with scripts and fake breasts. Find a nest in the hills, chill like Flint, buy an old drop top, find a spot to pimp. Then I'm a kid, rock it up and down your block with a bottle of scotch and watch lots of crotch. Buy a yacht with a flag saying chillin' the most, then rock that bitch up and down the coast. Give a toast to the sun, drink with the stars, get thrown in the mix and tossed out of bars. Sip to Tijuana, I wanna roam, find Old Town, telling fools to come back home. Start an escort service for all the right reasons, and set up shop at the top of Four Seasons. Kid Rock and I'm the real McCoy, and I'm headed out west, sucker, because I wanna be a cowboy, baby,
with a top left back and the sunshine shining.
cowboy, baby,
West Coast chillin' with the boom
I wanna be a cowboy, baby,
riding at night 'cause I sleep all day.
cowboy, baby.
I can smell a pig from a mile away.
I bet you'll hear my whistle blowing when my train rolls in. It goes like dust in the wind. I once was lost,
but now I'm just blind.
palm trees and weeds, scab knees and rice. Get a map to the stars, find Heidi flights. And if the price is right, then I'm gonna make my bid, boy, and let California ain't know why they call me a cowboy, baby,
With a top left back and the sunshine shining.
cowboy, baby.
West Coast chillin' with the boom
I wanna be a with the top left back and the sunshine shining. Spend all my time in Hollywood and Vine, riding at night 'cause we sleep all day. I can smell a pig from a mile away, with the top left back and the sunshine shining. With the top left back and the sunshine shining. Cowboy, Hollywood and Vine.
With close to 1,000 videos on youtube.com/JonathanClarke22, you're listening to an exclusive streaming of HEW Entertainment Radio. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and we are talking about the recent release of former Divas champion Eve Torres. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, you can find me on Facebook at HEW Entertainment. You can follow the show on Twitter at JonathanClarke1, where you'll find a lot of exclusive photos, videos, and news articles that have recently been popping up on all the social media networks exclusive to HEW Entertainment. Believe me when I tell you, if you aren't following us on Twitter or haven't joined the conversation on our Facebook page already, you're missing out on a lot, because there is a lot to discuss, and we are talking about the recent release of Eve Torres. She phrases it as she quit the company, but are you one who believes that's necessarily how it all went down? I, for one, as a radio host and columnist for close to 15 years, believe that WWE reached a point of realization of frustration and confusion with Eve Torres' character, because they didn't know what to do with her character after so many years of her contributions to professional wrestling. They let her go. And it's going to be 90 days before we hear Eve Torres hyperventilate, so to speak, on her recent release, so we have a while to go. But she's doing things outside of the professional wrestling business, which is good for her to get her mind off her recent release, including things being done for the UFC. There was recently a video posted on ProWrestling.com and in our news forum where Eve Torres made an appearance for a UFC fighter video that was recorded for YouTube to promote some things that he's doing as projects for the UFC. You can find that video on ProWrestling.com, and you may be able to YouTube it. We also posted a brief write-up of detail on the video that Eve Torres appeared in our news forum on our official website, so make sure you check that out. Very upset over the fact that Eve Torres is released, and I venture to say I'm not too far off by saying I'm not the only one who is frustrated with Eve Torres' release, because she was a diva that had a lot of potential, and that video that was posted on WWE.com and used as the rewind segment of WWE highlight programs over the past few days really was a lackluster way to kind of put off Eve Torres' release. She certainly didn't have a Trish Stratus or a Layla send-off from the early thousands, and I really wanted her to have a send-off like that because of all her contributions over the last 6 or 7 years. It really was an atrocious thing to behold, and to be honest with you, it made me sick. I posted a column for In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke. In addition to that, a video blog for Cheap Shots from Jonathan Clarke, which you can find as a sub-site to our column, and to be honest with you, it just made me sick seeing it. You can see the video in both our video blog posts for Cheap Shots from Jonathan Clarke and In This Corner with Jonathan Clarke by clicking on one of our column tabs found in the column section of our website in our navigational bar. It's just terrible what they're doing with divas these days. You know, Eve Torres is not the only one to suffer from this kind of thing. We've seen Kelly, the Bella Twins, Melina Maurice, Karma, who came in and decimated the Divas division. What do you believe is the problem? Do you think it's a problem that I have overlooked over the past few weeks as I've become no stranger to talking about Eve Torres? There's got to be something going on with the Divas division. I mean, Nikki Bella winning the Divas Championship, and within 6 days of her inaugural Divas Championship reign, she's released with her sister. I mean, they were fired on Raw, and then Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler come on during an R-Truth match and announce that the Bellas had been fired backstage with really no explanation. And a few weeks after the release, they do an internet interview, as the Divas now have been resorting to YouTube and social media to get rid of frustration that had been pinned up over their releases from the WWE. I mean, what is going on here? Without question, the Divas division is in a precarious position. You can tell me how you feel about it on Facebook, Twitter, and on the tube that is you. I really wish I had an answer, because right now I don't. In the weeks to come, we hopefully will find out what's next for some of these divas that have been recently released. Really interested in finding out what Eve Torres is going to continue to do outside of the professional wrestling industry, and I am in belief that one day we will see her in another organization outside of the WWE, even if it is the UFC or on the independents. We will see her doing something. Apparently she has some kind of reality television, kind of like Kelly. That would be good for her too. At least Kelly had something to look forward to. Right now, Eve Torres is just being speculated on. Nobody knows where we will see her and what capacity she will be in next. But after 6 or 7 years of contributions to the professional wrestling business, and being lucky if you get 6 or 7 years out of a diva these days, Trish Stratus, Michelle McCool, prime examples I can throw your way. I mean, you can't really argue or complain about Eve Torres' contributions, because she had many of the multiple Divas Championship runs, the winner of the 2007 Divas Search, which was the final Divas Search that was done on WWE.com. An impressive resume following Eve Torres around everywhere she goes, and I think that there are going to be tremendous additions to that already impressive resume.